Hi, this is Rabbi Orlofsky with our question and answer short series. Anonymous asks, do you have any suggestion for a practical way to work on growing in Yiras Shamayim? What a great question, because everything seems to be very esoteric. Have you ever noticed that? Like people talk in vague generalities, but what the Maisa do I do? So, I'm going to teach you my method for developing Yiras Shamayim. And let me start by saying, what do we mean by Yiras Shamayim? It does not mean fear of God, as the Rambam says. If you think it means Yiras HaOnish, that God is going to punish me, that is appropriate only for the unlearned and little children. You know, Hashem's going to give you a patch, you know what I mean? You're more adult, you understand that's not what Yiras Shamayim is, Yiras Hashem. Yiras Hashem is the wow of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yira is wow. Yeah. Ma rabu ma'asecha. You look out at a beautiful view. You watch a sunset here in Yerushalayim and you go, wow. I grew up on Long Island. This is one of the big sacrifices I made when I moved to Eretz Yisrael. We don't have an autumn. But I used to love it in September and October, where you'd go walking around and all the trees are changing colors and it's mind-blowingly beautiful. Or the first snow of the season where you look outside and everything is white. It's just otherworldly. Or you go to Cape Town, South Africa, which is one of the most mind-blowing, beautiful places. There's this giant square mountain called Tabletop Mountain, and it often has a cloud on top of it. And the city's built around it, and the ocean around it, and the mountain and the sky and the water is hypnotic. To the point that people who run Kiruv organizations say they're much more successful in Johannesburg than in Cape Town, because the people in Cape Town already feel like they have spirituality. So Yiras Hashem is that wow, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are unbelievable. Yira is awe. You know the expression awesome? That's awesome. Today we use it in the vernacular, right? But awesome means it's filled with awe. Wow. That's awesome. It takes your breath away. I saw a clip of Baryshnikov, who was one of the greatest ballet dancers, pirouette 30 times without stopping. And you just look at that and you're like, wow. Wow. Now people, you look at it, it's just, takes your breath away. You see certain things. That's how we should feel with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So how do we do it? You have to begin by talking to Hashem. And people say, I daven. I said, I didn't say daven. Daven is an avoda. I mean talk. And I add this on from people. Talk to Hashem as if He really exists. Not just theoretically. Now this is very weird, because I'm having a conversation with somebody who's invisible. Right? And it's very hard for people. I talk to certain people on the phone and I'm not an aha kind of guy. Certain people are like that. They go, oh yeah, throughout the whole conversation. I don't, because I have ADD and I have to concentrate. And so I'm listening. And I have certain people who are talking. They go, hello? I said, yeah, I'm here. Okay. Anyway, so hello? Because they don't hear me the whole time. And they're sure that I must have hung up on them. But I'm just trying to listen. I'm not an kind of guy. This has gotten me into trouble, for example, with my email. Because people send me an email and I'm not sure what to answer. So I wait to answer. And my wife says, just write something. Just write, I got the email, I'll get back to you, I said, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Because I know, but people want to be acknowledged. And I said, anyway, so that's why we're going to talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's an exercise. Do it for 5 minutes a day. Talk to Hashem as if He's really there. And you're going to feel weird. Because apparently you're talking to nobody. I wouldn't do this when there were people around. But when there's nobody around, just talk to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tell Him about your day. Tell Him how you feel. Talk to Him about anything. Share with Him an interesting article you saw or a poem. Say, hey, that Orlofsky guy, he's something else, isn't he? He says he's tight with you. Just going to name drop for a minute, Try it. You'll feel a little silly. And do this every day. And you'll see an evolution take place. The first step is you'll begin to sense that someone's listening to you. And like I say, you could pick up the phone and just talk, and you know there's nobody there. And you can pick up the phone and talk, and you think there's somebody there. And you don't know if they really hung up or not, or if they just dropped the phone and put it down. Rav Gav tells a story that during COVID he was in his room, and he hears this woman's voice. And he's searching around, and he sees a phone on the bed, the woman talking. So he goes to his daughter and says, "Is that your phone?" He goes, Yeah. Whenever she's finished, just turn it off." That was taking classes during COVID. So she thought she was talking to somebody, But sometimes you're talking to somebody and you know that they're listening to you. That's what's going to start to happen. You're going to feel HaKadosh Baruch Hu listening to you. And then you're going to start to get answers. Now, if you have voices, go see a mental health professional. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're going to say things to HaKadosh Baruch Hu like, "Okay, look, I looked everywhere for my keys. I can't find my keys. I need your help. Help me find the keys." And then you're going to look in your pocket and they're there, even though you checked it 15 times. And that sort of stuff starts to happen all the time. To the point where I was once driving with somebody and they noticed the weird amount of siyata d'shmaya that I was having. And I said to them, my kids know it's one of my favorite expressions. Nah, Kadosh Baruch Hu does stuff like that for me all the time. He's always helping me out. You know why? Because I acknowledge it. And so Kadosh Baruch Hu says, "I'll help you out. I'll be there for you. You want me in your life? I'll be in your life." As much as we let him in, he comes in. So the more HaKadosh Baruch Hu becomes real to you, that's the Yiras Hashem. When you start to say, "Wow, that was so cool." I had to daven an early mincha today. And I'm driving up and down. There's not a parking spot to be found. And I'm looking at my watch and I said, in another 2 minutes, I'm going to miss mincha. And a car pulled out right in front, and I pulled in. And I was not surprised. I was like, yeah, Kadosh Baruch Hu does stuff like that for me all the time. And you start to develop a God consciousness. And the way I like to put it is, I don't know how many infinite friends you have who say they want to help you, but I think if you got one, hold on to that relationship just out of self-interest, if nothing else. Okay, just a reminder, we need sponsors for the question and answer series, for the Parsha and 5, for the regular podcast. We depend on your support. Until next time, I am Rabbi Orlofsky.